Welcome to the show. I'm Joel Pereira. Now, it's a nippy morning in Bangalore and we find ourselves at the Parc Ferme at the start of the K1000 Rally of Bangalore. Now, the K1000 is a legendary event. It's in its 39th year running. But this year, it's a little more significant. It's also going to be the deciding factor whether the team of Amitravjit Ghosh and Ashwin Naik seal the championship at this event. Will Team Mahindra continue their domination in the timings charts? Well, let's find out. The K1000 might be round 4 of the 2013 season of the INRC, but it's also one of India's oldest continuously held motorsports events. It's in its 39th year running.
Those days it was about 2000 kilometers rally. 1600 kilometers, that's why it's called as K1000. Okay, we used to exceed, we couldn't make it to 1600, but 2000, 2100 it used to be like that. Then now slowly it had become stage rallies started, then it became K100. So we still kept as a K1000.
On paper at least, the distance covered by the entire rally doesn't seem like much, less than a day's worth compared to stage rallies like the Raid de Himalaya or Desert Storm. But where those rallies depend on car durability, in the INRC it's pure speed. And slamming into a rut at 140 km per hour does some truly unthinkable, unspeakable things to your car. Essentially, circuit tracks spread over Tumkur, the 3 special stages have names that belie their menace. There's Alpha, Beta and India Mines, the only one that gives you some idea of what you're going to be driving through. The first stage, Alpha, which is 14.5 kilometers long. The second stage, Beta, which is also 14.5 kilometers long. And the last and final stage, called India Mines and run through an actual live mine, is 7.3 kilometers. It's a total of 581.39 kilometers broken into 469.5 kilometers of transport stages and 111.11 kilometers of super stages. Each stage will be run twice on Saturday and once on Sunday. The name of the game here is to complete the stage as quickly as possible, and timing differences between drivers go down to fractions of seconds. At the INRC, you've got only 2 things on your mind: speed and holding the car together.
Very, very challenging terrain, if I might say.
Most of the sections are not, you can't see, it's all blind. We are either going up or going left, right. So it's, or up, left, right, like that. So it depends a lot on the pace notes.
The 2013 season has seen the emergence of the SUV category, represented by the star-studded Mahindra Adventure team, with their super XUVs being driven by Gaurav Gill, Lohit Urs and Sunny Sidhu. There's also the exciting 1600cc category, which has seen its stock rise since the emergence of the 1.6 VW Polo as a worthy rally machine, alongside a couple of Balenos. For younger drivers, there's the JINRC or the Junior INRC category, with most drivers opting for souped-up Maruti S-Teams with a sprinkling of 1.2 Polos. Finally, competing for the INRC title are the big 2-litre Mitsubishi Serias. All cars in the INRC, with the exception of suspension and safety systems, run pretty close to stock. But with weight reductions, intake, exhaust and ECU changes, along with rebuilds to the engine to allow greater tolerances, power at the wheel does get boosted by 10 to 15%. It's day 1 of the K1000 and this is a pretty decent example of what the cars are going to be facing. Now, the K1000 runs entirely on gravel, and that sounds fine on paper. But the track that we are on right now essentially is a combination. You've got these hard-packed surfaces full of rocks and other things which don't look very relenting. But on other parts of the stage, you've got clay. And that, after 2 or 3 rounds of the mud-bunching tires of the XUV 500s and the Evo 10, are going to pretty much turn into talcum powder. And that's what the drivers lower down in the order are going to have to face. There's also the IRC category, which is meant for all-wheel drive cars and drivers who are foreign nationals. Sadly, with all-wheel drive sedans in India being hugely expensive, there was only one all-wheel drive sedan here, a fire-breathing Mitsubishi Evo 10, brought along by Star Tuner and one of the veterans of Indian motorsport, Leela Krishnan. Also driving in this category was Malaysian driver Karimjit Singh, also known as the Flying Sikh, former winner of the PWRC, now racing in the IRC category in a Team Slideways back VW Polo. But this was not the same Polo that he's used for the past 3 rallies this season. What Karimjit was driving this year was the R2, VW's Polo for the 2014 season. After 3 exciting legs, the Rally of Chennai, the Tarmac Rally of Nasik and the Rally of Coimbatore, the battle lines between teams and drivers had been drawn. As far as championship points were concerned, the K1000 was going to be the decider. Here's a complete list of the entries. Flag-off began typically. Ceremonial flag-offs at the Mantri Mall right in Bangalore city, with plenty of cheering and a lot of gawking from innocent bystanders. The stage was set for the following morning, and that was when things were going to get real.
Technical, proper driver stages. If there's no commitment, you can never put up a time over here.
Especially third stage, it goes through the mine, so it is very loose. There's a lot of mud, so the tires struggle for traction. And on those hairpins, there are places where there are some 7 hairpins going uphill. They're just rocks, and you could probably walk quicker.
There's a lot of blind curves. Your pace notes need to be spot on.
So I think these are one of the best stages I've seen in INRC for since a few years now.
It's been a while since the last rally. The Rally of Coimbatore was held in July, and the final loop of the first stage had drivers and co-drivers still shaking off the cobwebs.
Well, the first stage I was just getting my eye in because I've been a little rusty. So the last rally also we just did 5 kilometers and the engine failed. It's been a long time since I actually drove on gravel. So feeling the car, how the car feels. We didn't really do too much testing. So the first stage was more testing, get to grips with the car.
The sections are very, very rough. In fact, as you can see, we just hit a huge rock. We had 2 punctures on stage 2.
Okay.
And we've been nursing our cars for almost 15 kilometers in. Pretty rough, I would say. Have to be careful. Have to have our notes right.
Now the INRC has 2 types of courses, mud and tarmac, and the dusty K1000 track is one of the muddiest. Super short, super fast stages, none of them more than 15 kilometers long, really put the drivers to the test.
The third was more demanding because you had some downhill sections and you didn't have straights. So whoever's a better driver will do a good time out there.
Very high speeds. Sometimes quite scary because very high speed, but we really enjoyed it.
Since the distances at an INRC are so short, there really isn't any warm-up period for the car or driver. You hit the ground running and you stay that way till the end of the race. The K1000 is completely mud and dirt. The track is essentially carved out of what is an undulating field and parts of a quarry, with plenty of very fast corners, hairpins, lightning-quick straights and huge jumps. The effect on both cars and drivers was immediate. Cars started breaking down from the word go. It was time for the first service. At the end of Loop 1, we find ourselves back in the service park where the battered cars come in and mechanics work hard to make them ship-shape for Loop 2 later today and Loop 3 tomorrow. We're going to take a quick break, but before we go, here's a quick look at the leaderboard. Welcome back. We find ourselves in the service park with Loop 2 just about to begin. The cars are mostly fixed up. We haven't had too many DNFs just yet, but another 2 loops are still ahead of us. If there's one thing that the first loop of the K1000 did, it was to deliver some really hard knocks to drivers and their co-drivers. Drivers such as the team of Samrat and Venu Kumar V didn't make it past SS1, and even veteran drivers like Vikram Devadasan were having some problems.
While we were going around, it was a left-hander into a right with a huge mound, going around a mound. I made a mistake and clipped the mound and flipped the car.
After the first loop in the INRC 2000 category, Amitrajit Ghosh and Ashwin Nayak held on to a slender lead in spite of not meaning to. Amit, how's your day been so far?
Quite boring actually. I have to wrap up the championship in this rally or it's not going to happen. So for that we need to finish 4th. So we are just driving at a very Sunday drive kind of a pace.
Still, the overall lead was being retained by Gaurav Gill in his Super XUV.
Surface was very loose to start with and the stages were very fast. They were more suited to the cars, but we drove really hard and we managed to put in some really good time.
2 loops of the 3 stages were to be held on Saturday, and after each loop, each crew gets a 45-minute service period where mechanics frantically repair everything that they can. The biggest damage on the cars is obvious. The undercarriage takes a lot of beating, with the suspension taking the most hits, and oftentimes the underbody protection has to be replaced, including the tires. Loop 2 began in earnest post-lunch, but with 35 cars hitting the loop in the morning, especially the all-wheel drive XUVs and the Evo, the surface of the track did start deteriorating. The team of Amitrajit Ghosh and Ashwin Nayak, veteran rallyists and last year's champions, were making good time, and unlike the previous events this season, their car did well without any issues. They were looking only to see the event through while fending off attacks from the challenges from lower in the order, while consistently making better time than the opposition.
I think we are first, still leading INRC at the moment, but that was not the goal. We need to finish 4th so we can slow down some more and drop a few places and still just get to the finish.
At the end of the second loop and the day's racing, Gaurav Gill in the SUV class had the fastest overall time, with Amitrajit Ghosh with the quickest time in the INRC. Arjun Rao in his Polo edged out Shirish Chandran, who came in second in the 1600cc category. By the end of the second loop, 11 cars retired out, either due to crashes or mechanical failures. Prominent among the retirees was rally veteran Vikram Devadasan and George Verghese, and Falguna Urs and Anup Kumar. The track became even more torturous, and with the stages on an uneven gradient, drivers had to face the unique challenge of having some parts of the track hard and grippy and then completely bogging down in corners. Another service, and then the cars go in for Parc Fermé for the night. One more loop of all stages on day 2, and that would decide the winner. It's day 2 of the K1000 rally, and as far as the track is concerned, the drivers' fears have come true. It's deteriorated pretty badly. Now, on one side of the track, you can see it's hard packed, rocks and plenty of grip. On the other side of the track, however, it's loose and rocky, which means slip, no grip at all. That is going to be a problem for some of the drivers. Perhaps the most fun car to watch on the track were Team Mahindra's Super XUVs, being piloted by rally veterans Gaurav Gill, Lohit Urs and Sunny Sidhu. And even though the XUVs were quite a bit heavier than their lightweight sedans in the other categories, seeing them battling through the narrow tracks made them look quite terrifying. The new Polo R2 being driven in the capable hands of veteran Karamjeet Singh was awesome as well, with the tight and peppy Polo drifting and sliding around corners. But then this was a prototype, a shakedown for the 2014 season, and Karamjeet soon started having issues with his brakes.
Obviously, it is faster than the older car. We have a more powerful engine and we have better brakes actually, we have bigger brakes. But unfortunately, this time we had brake problems. So the brakes kept leaking. So that hindered our performance, our progress this rally.
But fortunately, help was at hand. Volkswagen Motorsport offered teams much needed support while simultaneously live testing the 2014 Polo.
In fact, to say this is our first rallying outing where our own factory team are supporting and running two customer cars over here. So there's lots we have learned. And in fact, we launched the new car called the R2. Basically, it's a prototype, what we are testing, that we can introduce it to the next year and the customers will be able to buy it for rallying activities.
The action continued on the third loop of the circuit, but after a day and a half of hard racing, some of the cars could go no further, with a total of 11 cars retiring. It's especially heartbreaking for competitors when their cars go down, because serious expenditure aside, it's the sheer amount of effort and dedication that seems to go down the drain. And then at the end of 2 days of hard racing, it was time to add the numbers and decide the winners. Careful and complex calculations completed, it was time to find out who'd come out on top. Winning the JINRC or the junior category was Suhaim MK and Jeevaratnam J with a final time of 1:40.49, followed by Arur Vikram Rao and Sumaya AG with a final time of 1:42.45, with the Polo being piloted by Rohan Pawar and Arjun Mehta coming in third place with a time of 1:44.54.
This year I came with complete challenge that I have to do it, so I have done. I got back with my first place.
Well, it became rough a little bit today, but enjoyed it overall.
Taking the INRC 1600cc category was Arjun Rao and Satish Rajgopal's Polo with a final time of 1:37.36, followed by Shirish Chandran and Nikhil Pai clocking in at 1:37.45. Winning bronze was Dean Mascarenas and Shanmuga SN with a final time of 1:42.06.
I was running third after the 3 stages. And then I started pushing. We had a lot of issues with the car, but somehow the service team did a good job.
The SUV category saw plenty of action, a 4 in a row for the team of Gaurav Gill and Musa Sharif with a final time of 1:30.56, followed by Lohit Urs and Bonnie Thomas coming in at second place with a time of 1:35.24. The third car in the category, the XUV driven by Sunny Sidhu and Srinivas Murthy, did not finish.
We've got 4 out of 4 wins this year with Mahindra, so it's been very strong. Couldn't ask for more. Make it 5 out of 5, why not?
The IRC category saw 3 entries this year, 2 from foreign national drivers, Karamjeet Singh, the Malaysian driver and former winner of the PWRC, driving the Polo R2, put in an epic timing of 1:30.150, with Sumit Punjabi and S. Dinesh taking second place with a time of 1:53.36. The third car in the IRC category, the 4-wheel drive Evo 10 being driven by N. Leela Krishnan and D. Ramkumar, did not finish.
Out of the 9 stages, we only had brakes for 2 stages. So 7 stages we didn't have brakes. So very happy with our performance.
The premier prize, however, went to the team of Amitrajit Ghosh and Ashwin Naik with a final time of 1:34.46, with the team of Rahul Kantaraj and Vivek Bhatt literally breathing down his shoulder with a time of 1:36.39. Third place went to Prithvi Dominic and Prithvi Sthal with a final time of 1:36.55.
They drove within our limits, and we somehow the planning that we did to when to push and when not to worked out perfectly, and got the job done.